So this story is from the Narad Pancharatra. So the story is about a Brahmin who lived in a place known as Kanyakubja. And he was a sinful Brahmin who acted like a village priest. So he maintained himself by worshipping the gods in exchange for money. So this person never worshipped the Lord, and nor did he perform any kind of pious activities. So he did not worship or cultivate any relationship with the devotees of Krishna. Somehow, despite all this, he achieved some good fortune. So due to his previous piety, he found a small portion of the Lord's Mahaprasad, and this portion of the Mahaprasad had been eaten by a Vaishnava. And this was some dry rice, stale and completely covered by dust. And it had been lying there for a long period of time. Nonetheless, this Brahman and his son, he took this Mahaprasad and ate it. And then they returned home together. The Brahmana's wife, she also got a little part of the Lord's Mahaprasad. And just by eating that little Mahaprasad, all the three of them became completely purified. In the course of time, eventually, this Brahman was traveling through a forest. And in the forest, he was attacked by a tiger. And he was eaten up by the tiger. After the Brahman's death, his chaste wife, she decided to give up her life also along with her husband. And both of them, the husband and the wife, both of them went to the abode of Krishna. Simply because he took the remnants of the Lord once in his life. And this Brahman's entire body, including his bones, had become completely purified. And thus when the tiger ate him up, the tiger also became purified. And as a result, the tiger also went back to God eventually. And therefore the Narad Pancharatra describes that in the course of time, due to his past misdeeds, he was eaten up by the tiger in the forest. But that Brahman, together with his son and the tiger, all went to Golok Dham. The chaste wife, who also went along with this Brahman, she also attained Golok Dham. And thus, the Brahman, who was a very, very sinful person, along with the tiger who ate him up, all of them attained the perfection of life. They attained the spiritual world simply because this man, his son, and his wife, they ate Mahaprasad. So now imagine the power of the prasad of Lord Jagannath. So many times when we are given prasad, like say for example, somebody returns from Jagannath Puri and tells us, here is prasad of Jagannath. And we just take the prasad and eat it without even understanding what we have done. Doesn't matter. The potency of the prasad will still act on us. The potency of the Mahaprasad will still act on us. And imagine this Brahman, he ate prasad only once in his life. And yet he got such a perfection of life. Imagine the person who eats prasad every day. What will be the transformation that he will experience in his life? All of us, we have the opportunity to eat prasad on a daily basis. If it is possible, one should eat only prasad. That means everything that goes inside one's mouth should be prasad that is offered to the Lord. That is the ideal way of living life. Every single thing that goes into one's mouth should be offered to the Lord and then eaten. Whether it is your 3 meals a day, whether it is dry fruits, or whether it is anything, any fruits that you eat, anything that you eat throughout the day should ideally be offered to the Lord and then eaten. The potency of that food is very different from the potency of regular food that is not offered to the Lord. So if you can simply do this one simple act of offering, it doesn't take much time. It just takes a few minutes extra to offer what you're eating to the Lord and then eating it. But the potency of that is so huge. This Brahmana and his wife and his son, they lived their entire life of only committing sin. But simply by eating Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath once, he attained perfection of his life. The tiger, he has eaten so many people in the past, but simply by eating the Brahmana who ate Mahaprasad, the tiger perfected his life. So our body is an abode for so many entities, isn't it? There are insects that live inside our stomachs. There are bacteria that live inside our bodies. There are so many insects that are, mosquitoes that are biting us and sucking our blood. All those entities will get the benefit if you simply eat Mahaprasad. The food that you eat is only prasad. Imagine how many entities you are benefiting. And of course, if you can give prasad to others, that is even better. Instead of giving money to beggars, you should try to see if you can offer some food and give it as prasad to the beggars. Whatever you have, you can just keep a stock of some prasad with you and give it to the beggars. Give it to anyone whom you meet. And just by simply feeding them Mahaprasad, you're giving them so much of purification. There are many people who are in your families, your neighborhoods, in your friends circles, who are not at all interested in Krishna consciousness. They're not at all interested in bhakti. Simply feed them prasad. Srila Prabhupada in the beginning of his preaching in the Western world, he understood that these people are not going to be able to understand philosophy much. They're not going to be able to understand, the idea of chanting and importance of philosophy and all. He simply fed them prasad. You cut apples and you just give offered apples to people. And just by eating Mahaprasad, so many people got purified. And that is the power of Jagannath Mahaprasad. Let us all meditate on this beautiful story from the Narada Pancharatra and try our best to fill our bodies, our bellies, and our hearts with the prasad of Lord Jagannath. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.